Hi, welcome to my summer reading TBR. This has a sun in it. It's summer. It's from Tangled. I got it at Disney on Ice. Do you like my t-shirt? It's got whales on it. I love the ocean. My favourite shark. No, my favourite what? My favourite under the sea creatures are sharks, but I love whales too. And I found this top and I love it. What was I saying? Oh yes, summer reading TBR. So this is like the books I want to read in summer, but I'm definitely not going to get to all of them. So it's more of like a TBR of books that I would consider summery that I could pick from. Yeah, because I definitely won't get to all of these. At the moment, I just finished Percy Jackson: The Last Olympian, which I loved so much. So I just finished that, and I do want to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, which is what I'm going to read next. But I am also currently reading the Blue Rebel Ranch, one or the other. There's a rebel and a blue in there somewhere. I'm reading that series on my Kindle. I'm currently on Swift and Saddled, which is it's the last one out. There's only 2 out, and I'm liking that too. But for my physical book, I'm going to be starting A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I'm very excited about because I've had it for years, and with the TV show coming out, it's inspired me to finally get to it. So this TBR is basically for after I finish those, which hopefully it will still be summer when I finish those. Fingers crossed. I don't really need this. Could I set it up as one of my hairs? I'm really scared. Summer. I'm just going to start with this one because it's by itself. It is a middle grade / children's book, maybe a bit younger than middle grade, so children's. Anyway, it's by Michael Morpurgo, and he was my favourite author when I was younger. And I'm not ashamed to say I enjoy middle grade books, so I just finished reading Percy Jackson, and I am excited for this. I bought this, okay, I did buy this just because it was signed, and that would make my younger self really happy to have a signed book by him. But it's also inspired by Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift, which I think is really exciting. I didn't love the book, but I love the film with like Jack Black, and I love the whole premise of it. I gave the book 3 stars, like that's not bad, but I'm excited to read something. I love retellings of classics, fairy tales, like just, I don't know why. I think it's going to something that's kind of familiar, so it's not having to learn something completely new. And it's called Boy Giant, yeah, I don't really need to say much because it's like about Gulliver's Travels. So if you don't know what that is, basically there's like a giant and then there's little people, and he travels the world. Well, that's one of the islands, and he travels the world and he finds his little islands with all different qualities to them, and one of them there's like little people, and that's why it's called like a giant. But we'll see what this one is like. That's the first one. So then we're gonna go to thrillers because there is only 2 here. Quite a few of these are romance, which I feel like summer books do tend to be quite like romance, kind of. That's just what's on my shelf anyway. So I have My Best Friend's Exorcism by Gareth Hendricks, isn't it? I can't see. Grady Hendrix, not Gareth, Grady Hendrix. I was close. So for so long I was meant to read this as a Halloween book, and then I saw on the back it says this book packs all the magic of a summer horror flick. So that was like last year, and then I was like, no, or maybe the year before, and I was like, I need to save this for a summer read because I'm always looking for like thriller / horror summery reads to step out of the, you know, sometimes I just want a little bit more than just a light-hearted summer read. Does that make sense? Anyway, this is like the best friends basically go to have an adventure, and like obviously stuff goes wrong because they need to end up having to exercise. I can't say the word. Not exercise, like or there's an exorcism. Yeah. That, like, I don't know what more to say other than that. But it says, is their friendship power enough to beat Is their friendship powerful enough to beat the devil? And it just sounds fun. It sounds exciting. So that's that one. And then Bad Things Happen Here by Rebecca Barrow. I don't know, I zoned out for a minute. Bad Things Happen Here by Rebecca Barrow. I don't know much about this. They go to like an island. I don't like to know too much because I like to be surprised when I go into them. Yeah, so they go to like an island and there's this, something happens and they take this curse home with them. And there's death and mystery and a lot of stuff going on. If you've read any of these, please let me know if they're good or not, because there's so many, I need to know what to make a priority. In case you didn't see the cover, I don't know if I held that up long enough. Next, I'm gonna go with my pile of ones that are in this summer TBR because they have the word sun in them, and might not necessarily be about summer, but they have sun in the title. So first, I'll give you The Sun by Jandy Nelson. I've had this for so long. I read The Sky Is Everywhere by this author in high school, really liked it, got this one. I've not read it for ages, so maybe it is time that I read this. I don't think it's set during summer. I'm pretty sure that it's set while they're at school. That's a guess anyway. This is quite old, so if you have read this, do let me know if it's like good and worth it. And I did like the author's writing style, so the back doesn't tell me much, honestly. Like, there's these twins, a tragedy drives them apart, and then they're both falling for boys they can't have. Love's complicated, that's what it says. So there's that one. And then I have 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. Is that right? I don't know. He wrote The Kite Runner, which I did like. I was gonna say I did enjoy, but it's quite traumatic. I don't think enjoy would be the word for it. So in this one, there's a girl, she's sent off to get married at the age of 15. And it obviously it's very an unhappy marriage, and there's a sadness again, like The Kite Runner, just sadness again. Probably I've not read it, but probably. But then there's a deep bond apparently growing between sisters, as strong as the ties between mother and daughter. So it's gonna be about family dynamics in Afghanistan, and there's gonna be bombs and gunfire because you're in the streets of Kabul, and a desperate struggle against starvation, brutality and fear, and how the women power through and get through and come together to survive in Afghanistan, in this world. And if The Kite Runner is anything to go by, this is going to be traumatizing, but probably also written well. So then we have Clara and the Sun. This is about, all I know about this book is it's about an AI robot. That makes no sense. There's a robot, and I believe the robot is the narrator. And they, her place in the store. The robot is a girl, and she watches people come in and out of the shop where she is, and where she works is, and learns about their lives. And basically it just shows how the passing of people in the world is like, I don't know how to explain books, which is great for trying to share my views on books. That's a good quality to have. I don't know how to like summarize it. She basically just watches people come in and out of the shop, and it just shows like how we live our lives through the eyes of a bystander. I think I just got it. I think I just got it. There you go. So that's Clara and the Sun. Again, I don't think it's related to summer, but it has sun in the title. I've also been reading it for a while. And that'll lead me on to the next one. This will just be like some random ones. I didn't really know where to put them. The Remains of the Day by the same author as Clara and the Sun, Ishiguro. I wanted to read this author for so long, so I'd be really happy to at least read one of these. This one is actually set in summer. So yeah, this guy goes on holiday in summer, and that's all I'm getting. It just shows the life between the wars in a great English house. That's that one. But it's a well-known classic, so I think there's going to be more to it than that, and I think it's going to be good. So in the random, I also have Panic by Lauren Oliver. I wanted to read this for so long since I watched the show on Prime. If you haven't watched it, it is so good. It's basically, there's like, it comes to the end of summer and the kids in the town get really bored, so start this game / challenge, but the stakes of the game are like high and like the challenges can be dangerous. I remember the first one, they have to jump off a cliff into water. Like, they're not jumping to solid land, but like that's still pretty dangerous. And there's like a little romance kind of in the background, so it's kind of like a thriller / romance / mystery. But I really hope the book is good because I really loved the TV show. And then with that, I have Blackout by multiple authors, because this kind of shows like some different stories, so you'd have like different genres. So it's like a heat wave causes a power cut, and it has mini stories showing you the lives of all these different people during the power cut and like what they're doing. And there's like yeah, there's like exes, new things, romance, friendships, all different. And look at the edges too. If you want to know the authors, it's Ashley Woodfolk, Nicola Yoon, Angie Thomas, Tiffany D. Jackson, Nick Stone, and Danielle Clayton. I've read Angie Thomas and Nicola Yoon. I think that's it. But I know of the other authors, and I feel like this is going to be really good. So then we should move on to romance. Now there's a few, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not too many, but that doesn't include my Kindle ones. So I'm just gonna go from the top. Something Wild and Wonderful by Anita Kelly. This is about, there's two guys, they go on a hiking trail. I don't know if it's set in summer or like it's cold, but hiking trail sounds summery to me, so that's why I'm picking it for summer. I saw this in the works actually, like I don't know, I'd never seen it anywhere else, but it sounded really cute and interesting and fun, and I love the outdoors, and they're gonna be walking outdoors, and I love the outdoors. So they obviously like cross paths somewhere, and they need to decide whether to like get to know each other more or leave each other, because I mean they'll probably never see each other again if they don't do something about it, and I'm pretty sure they like fall in love. And I love books written, I love nature, so I think I think this is gonna be the book for me. I can't talk. The next one, I think this is quite old now, but if a book sounds good, why should it matter if it's old? Like, I'm still gonna read it. 2013, that's not that old. But this paperback edition was published until 2018. And it is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. What I know about this one is it's a film now, which I've never seen, so that will be nice because I like being able to read books before I see films or series, because I like being able to picture them in my head how I would picture them. Basically this woman gets with this guy and she goes to live with him and his family in Singapore, I I believe. Yeah, in Singapore with her boyfriend. She goes to live with them for the summer, and she finds out a bit about him that she didn't know, like that he's like rich, and he didn't tell her any of it, and he's actually like the country's most eligible bachelor, and he's something he decided not to share, which I guess is fair enough, because now he knows like she's in love with him for him and not for them. But it's set in summer, that's why it's here. Also, I need to read it because I've had it for a while. The next is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This was quite popular a few years ago, I think, but I never read it. I like to get the books after people have read them, apparently. Obviously they go on holiday. Yeah, right? Oh, okay. Sometimes there's so many here, like sometimes I just need to remind myself, so do excuse my little focusing on the blurb for a minute. But they all go to this wedding and everyone gets food poisoning other than this one girl and the best man. And the girl is the twin sister of the girl getting married, so there's like, and the ones getting married had a honeymoon booked and set up to Hawaii. I believe that's what I just read. Yes, Hawaii. And so they're like, well, if we can't go, someone else might as well go. And so the best man and the sister go, and they actually don't like each other, so it's going to be an enemies to lovers, and basically they're just going to fall in love over time in Hawaii. That's what I'm guessing, unless it's actually where they stay enemies for the whole book. But I feel like that's not how this kind of stuff works. I feel like we've been through this enough times to know they're going to fall in love in Hawaii. Then I have One Greek Summer by Kate Frost. What's that noise? Yeah, so she moves to Greece to work for the summer. She's gonna work in this place. Like, it's just a romance. Like, I don't really know what to say. Basically, she's moving to Greece to work for the summer, and there's this manager there who I guess she's gonna like have a little thing with, maybe. That's a guess, because I need to read it to find out. And then we have A Golden Cornish Summer by Philippa Ashley. You can tell this one was bought with the other one, 2 for £5. So I love Cornwall, that's why I bought this. I don't think this is like all about romance, to be honest. But there's a little bit of romance in there. Basically, she stopped going to like Cornwall because there was a family feud between like all the family and her boyfriend a long time ago, and then she stopped going there because it was like upsetting, I guess. So then she goes back there, and everything that happened like comes back to her. She remembers it all, but she also remembers all the reasons she loved it. So she has to decide whether it was a good idea to go back there or not, because there's like happy memories there, but also sad memories. And it's a coastal book, which is exciting. Summary. Then the last romance one, but not including ones on my Kindle, The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I'm so sorry, I'm really bad at reading, I'm really bad at reading out loud. I can read in my head fine, because I can just go blah, 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 when I don't know a word. I feel like a lot of people have read this by now. I just haven't. Basically, like, there's a wedding, and this girl told people she had a boyfriend, so she has like a little bit of time to find an actual boyfriend, because she was lying, she doesn't have a boyfriend, and they invited him to the wedding. So now she's like, well, now I need to actually get one. So she meets this guy, or she knows him already. Anyway, they don't get on, she doesn't like him, but she decides to use him as her fake date. So they are fake dating, so I imagine he's getting something like in return. So it's just a fake dating, and there's a wedding, and they're on a hot holiday. Like hot as in temperature hot. Okay. Now I have some fantasy. Now these don't all like scream summer, but I love fantasy, so I wanted to include some fantasy to read over summer. And these were just the ones I picked. So I'll start with like this one I did think summer. It's called Pirates, and it's by Celia Reese. I think pirates are summery because they're out on the sea, and I always envision like the sea and the beach as summery. So even though this might be dark or something because it's like pirates, I think I'm still gonna use it as a summer read. So it's an adventure. There's these two girls, one's a merchant's daughter, the other is a runaway slave, and they have to fight for their lives while they're out on the high seas, and they go to find their true loves as well. Like, it's just a little adventure between two girls who are out on the sea, and there's pirates. Does it look like me? Wait, we need like perception. Anyway, yes. I got this in a secondhand bookshop. I'd never heard of it before, but I love pirates, that's why I got it. And then I have A Fragile Enchantment by Alison Saft. I loved A Far Wilder Magic by this author so much, with my whole heart. That one was more like autumny, and I feel like this one is more spring, but I didn't read much in spring, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm pushing it over to summer. It's got flowers on it. I believe it's set in like the Regency era, maybe, or maybe that's just the way the fantasy world is. It's a romance. Look at that, like it's hot weather, so spring, summer, either way. I've lost myself. Damn it. Okay, so the dressmaker actually is meant to be, the dressmaker is meant to be designing something for the prince to wear, but she actually gets drawn to him, and I guess they fall in love, and I guess it's forbidden. Yeah, forbidden desire woven through every stitch. And she also has like this magic within her where she can, in her stitches, she can put memories and stuff into them. I trust Alison Saft. After reading one book, I trust her, and I know this is gonna be good. If I have to eat my words, pretend I didn't just say that, but I know it's gonna be good. I trust Saft. I trust you. I feel like I'm gonna love it. After reading like Percy Jackson and Last Olympian last night, like the way I finished it and the way it was so good has put me in such a reading mood, which is great because, as I said, I didn't read much over spring. So I'm really excited to like really get back into reading. My favorite time of year to read is like autumn/winter, I think. I love reading outside in the sun, but like for favorite, like, what am I trying to say? Like the vibes of the book, the genres, like I prefer autumn books, like Halloween based books, like the XX and like A Far Wilder Magic. I love that within books. Academia, the start of school season, uni season, all that kind of stuff I love. But I do love like sunny, happy books as well. but I think my favourite time to read is autumn/winter, I think. But don't get me wrong, I do love to read in the sun. Anyway, carrying on, I've got What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez, I'm so sorry. So this is set in Cairo, which is a hot country, which is why Cairo isn't a country. So this is set in Egypt, which is a hot country. So summery, hot. So there's like a magic ring, there's oh, and she gets entered into a game that could threaten her life. It's a historical, oh, a rivals to lovers, romance, and a dangerous race. That's what I'm giving you. That's what I'm telling you. She goes to uncover the truth of her parents' death because they passed away in mysterious circumstances, and from there she finds out she's been entered, like, not entered, but she started this dangerous race, maybe against time, I don't know. But anyway, there's a bit of romance, there's them, I guess. I guess they fall in love. I love ancient, like, Egyptology. I think this is gonna be good. My voice went funny. And then I have A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal. Again, yeah, it's not really summery, I don't think, but I really need to read this. We Hunt the Flame, The Sands of Arawiya Geology. I love them so much. I love them, and I can't even remember the name of geology, but I'm pretty sure it's Sands of Arawiya, I think. It's Sands of something. And it's We Hunt the Flame and Weep for the Star, and I love them. And then I got this in the Fairy Loot box, which I'm so excited for because I'm not buying books at the moment, so I was really sad. I was like, I can't buy the new Hafsa Faisal book, but then Fairy Loot included it. And I love it. And again, the same with Alison Saffy's book. Like, I trust Hafsa Faisal so much. I know this is going to be absolute perfection. I'm gonna love it. I'm pretty sure there's like vampires. There's no description. There is no description. But I'm pretty sure there's vampires, and yeah, literally, I don't know what to tell you. Yes, so I was right. It's vampires. And basically this character has a tea room, Tempest of Tea, that turns into a like blood bar. That's not what it was called, but that's what I'm calling it. For vampires at night. And then basically something happens where she has to try and, like, the main character has to try and infiltrate this vampire gang. And there's like a heist, and there's mystery, and there's fantasy, and I don't usually love vampire books, but I trust this author so much, I'm still gonna read it, and I'm still gonna love it. I'm still gonna love it. I'm still gonna love it. I'm still aiming high, still having high expectations, because I don't think she could do no wrong. I don't think she could even do wrong with vampires, even though they're not my favourite things to read about. Oh. And then last but not least at all, Never a Hero by Vanessa Lend. I really liked Only a Monster. I gave it 4 stars, but it was really good, and I am truly very excited to read the next one. There was so much that happened. Like, I want to reread Only a Monster. I got really close then. I want to reread Only a Monster before I read this, because there was a lot of like mystery at the end that got me so excited to read the sequel, and I feel like I need to reread those moments to truly build this one up. So there was like a monster hunter, and then there's a monster family, and there was like a love triangle. yeah, and a lot happened. There was like an adventure, there was a man and a boat. I wish I could tell you more, but my brain is confuzzled, frazzled. But it was really good. If I do like a wrap up and it includes these, then I'll be able to tell you more without spoiling it. But if you have read this one, let me know if it was better than the first or like just as good. But again, yeah, like, again, what? I don't know. That is all of the ones that I want to read on my physical TBR. Again, this will start after I finish A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, so hopefully it's still summer then, and maybe I'll get to 1 or 2 of them. No, I'm not kidding, but kind of kidding, kind of not. I hope to get to more than that, 1 or 2 of them. I think I'm most excited for like, I would really want to read this, but I feel like I need to reread Only a Monster, so I don't know if this would be like a top priority. Tenacity, I feel like that's going to be a priority, as well as A Fragile Enchantment. And then for actual like summer reads, definitely some of the romance, probably Blackout, because it's a lot of short stories and I feel like that could be fun. And then My Best Friend's Exorcism sounds pretty good, and I would also really love to read at least one of the Ishiguro books, so they're like my top priority. The reason I wouldn't say many of the romance, or maybe Panic, because I wanted to read that for a while, but the reason I wouldn't maybe put any of the romance on priority is because I have some Kindle ones, and I believe like a few of those are romance. Where is my Kindle? It's updating my Kindle store experience. It says please wait a moment. So I have some on my Kindle TBR that I want to read as well. I'm just going to put them all around here and go through these very quickly. So I have Vacation Wars, One Last Day of Summer, The Castaways. I have Better Than the Movies on here, but I don't know if that's like summary or just want an excuse to read it because I wanted to read it for so long. Just the Nicest Family, My Not So Perfect Summer, The Summer House, Those Summer Nights, and Cool Girl Summer, and The Butterfly Garden, because Butterfly is a summary, but this is thriller. So like this is a mix of romance and thrillers in here. If you've read any of them, let me know what they're like so I can weed out what ones should be a priority and what ones shouldn't. So that's my summer TBR. Not like a full TBR if I'm going to read all of these, but hopefully get some of them. I'm pretty excited. For summer reading. I think it's going to be hard to top last year's top summer book, which was Happy Place by Emily Henry, which has lived in my mind, in my heart, rent-free since I read it. But Percy Jackson and The Last Olympian was really good as well, which I just finished, so I'm on a high from that, so the next book needs to carry that on, which I know because I'm reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder next. I think that's going to be good, but it's not part of my summer TBR. So anyway, hopefully these will be good and I'll have a good summer reading time. I finished my final year of uni at the end of August, so yeah, I am still doing uni throughout summer because my module runs over the summer. So yeah, maybe I won't have time for like all of these, but I wouldn't have time for all of them anyway. But I'm excited to like get back into reading properly because, like I said, I didn't really read much over spring. I haven't read much this year, much at all. Haven't read much this much. What did I say? I haven't read much this year at all compared to like normal, which is fine because we should just be reading when we want to read. To be honest, like I've been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley quite a bit. I'm really enjoying that. So we should just be reading when we want to read, and we shouldn't force ourselves to read just to reach a number. But I am really excited to like get back into it after finishing that book last night, which was really good ending and made me feel so like happy and like reminded me why I love reading. I love a book that reminds you why you love reading. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed watching again. because I lost track of my thoughts. And if you've read any of these, please let me know what they're like. If you have any books you're planning to read over summer, let me know. Why not add to my own TBR here? And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Happy summer. Happy summer reading. Wait. Happy summer reading. Yay. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good summer reading time. I like to ramble on. My dog's just looking at me. Yay. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good summer of reading.